Here with my Frigidaire gallery electric range. Model number right there for you. This is the one that has the controls on the front. Looks like that. Disconnect your, well, first of all, let me tell you the problem we're having. The front main burner right here, which I'll show you over there in a sec. The center main one was not heating up at all. All the rest of them were working. We did get an EO22 code after a few days, which this will tell you what that is. But I think those are two different errors because this code here, the ESEC communication failure EO22, was fixed for us just by unplugging it and plugging it back in, and then that code went away, but it still had the same burner problem. So I don't know if the burner is what triggered that code, but the purpose of this video is just going to be diagnosing why our burner wasn't lighting. So to get this off, there's a whole bunch of screws. I'll show you the collection. I mean, a whole bunch. I don't know if taking off that panel was necessary. I just wanted to see everything that was going on. I think it probably was to get to these. So don't be afraid. Just get yourself for number one Robertson, I believe it is. The smaller Robertson, not the typical size for like deck screws and that kind of thing. Hopefully you have one of those lying around. And then, yeah, just go happy with the screws. As you can see, I took off probably 30. These 4 are Phillips. I forget where those ones were, but all the rest are the number one Robertson. So the 2 that I didn't take off until a little later were like right here. So it kind of felt a little stuck on the cooktop up here, but most of it was just taking off screws, and then things start loosening up. Just go carefully. So once you are able to get your cooktop off, you know, you'll have to undo all those 3. All the connectors are fairly easy to take off. There's just a push tab, just one push tab per connector right here. And as you're pushing on it, you can kind of see that part's going down. So same with this. They're all designed the same way. Just one push, and they should wiggle right off. None of the connectors were very stubborn. So here's our problem element, and I was really glad that it's a very easy thing to notice because there it is. You got a bunch of melted plastic, clear burn spot going on, so that's our problem. Now, how exactly I'm going to fix that, I haven't figured out yet, but at least it's not a mystery. Didn't have to pull out the multimeter or do anything like that. It's very obvious what our problem is. So, not sure if yours will be that easy to figure out, but in our case, very obvious. There's the problem. And if you do have the same problem as me and you're wanting to know how to fix it, this is literally just a plastic housing on 2 prong connectors. Female spade connectors. You know, they're basically 2 of those right there, just wrapped in this silly plastic. So, yeah, one of them is not doing so well, but the other one looks fine. So I'm just gonna try to break this plastic off with some pliers and a knife, see what I need to do. Once the plastic's broken off, I might need to repair that one, but the goal is to put it on just like these, because I don't see the point of the plastic. Literally, the plastic was the downfall. If you look at these other elements, none of these other ones even have plastic. So the plastic somehow caught fire and, like I said, proved to be the downfall of the system. So I might even take the plastic off of this if I can, just so we don't have the same problem a year later, because none of these other ones have plastic. So it's not preventing fire, it's actually causing more of a fire hazard. So there you go. I just took my pliers and bit by bit busted the plastic off of the connector. Doing the same thing with this one. I already got the purple one out. So yeah, just grab your pliers, be pretty gentle, but not obviously too gentle since we're talking about breaking it. And yeah, should bust up nicely for you, just kind of like cracking walnuts. And then after you get them all off like this, just stick them right on there. There you go, that's what it looks like when the plastic finally broke off. See what the damage is. Yeah, I think that'll work. Metal does not melt as quickly, so there's still, I think, enough metal. It's definitely not new looking by any means, but yeah, it didn't actually burn through very much because even these have some gap on the back there. So I'm gonna clean it up with some light sandpaper. Hooked her all back up, plugged her back in. I'm gonna test it before I put in the 35 screws. There's the burner that was not working before. There we go. If women don't find you handsome, at least they'll find you handy. Catch you on the next one.